Hi, this is Will from Dragon's Den. Last time we did this painting together, and today I'm going to show you something even simpler. All you need is a piece of paper and some basic drawing tools like a pencil and eraser, and something to sharpen with if you need it. I have this pencil. If you have something like that or something like this, you're fine. Just whatever you need to draw with. This is pretty basic. I'm going to start by drawing a triangle. Just start with 3 lines there. And you want it to face this way. After I get that first shape in, I'm going to draw a line through the middle. I'm going to do one more small triangle above that line. And then outside the triangle, I'm going to put another triangle on the top there. And then just a little line. You might be able to see what we're doing already from here. Next thing I'm doing here is drawing kind of a rectangle and then a circle at the top, kind of almost like an ice cream cone. You can probably see where we're going already. Kind of completing some of these shapes, kind of filling in some of those things as I go here. And this is just a really basic idea how to get a profile of a person. And as I'm going here, I'm just kind of filling in these extra details to kind of show how those basic shapes can be built on to make something more detailed and more representational of a figure, a person. At the end of that triangle, I'm going to put a circle, and that's where my ear's going to be. It's kind of like an egg shape. Here, I just kind of have like a little arrow, and then I just curve around the inside there, and then kind of a Y shape on the inside, kind of just a basic ear. Just a line here for an eyebrow. Now you don't have to fill in all these extra details if you don't want to. If you want to just have the basic shapes kind of representing the form, that's fine. Just taking an eraser, taking out some of those construction lines of that first triangle now. And here I'm just practicing some more. Just kind of running through it so you can see I start with a triangle, a light line through, small triangle above that, little triangle on the outside, a line, half circle at the top, rectangle below, and then I just start joining lines. Circle for the ear, and just start connecting everything. It's as easy as that. And again, you can stop there or you can try and add details as you like. It's just a basic idea of how to build up a figure, and this is just in profile. As we go, I'm going to keep practicing, keep running through that, just a line above that triangle for an eyebrow. And I start softening things up, kind of rounding things off, adding in details like a little bit of a line for a jaw, again going through that ear, kind of a point, Y shape, add a pupil to the eye. Again, I'm going through this again, triangle, line through, triangle above the line, triangle outside, half circle, rectangle, and then just start joining the lines together. It can be pretty simple, and the more you practice, the better that you can get at this. And right here, I'm just doing this a few times over just to try and get it down so that I can practice it, so that I know what I'm doing, so that I can kind of get a feel for how to do those different steps together. And this one isn't, last time we did a painting, this time it's just about practicing. I'm doing this in a sketchbook, and as I'm practicing it multiple times, I'm doing it smaller and smaller, because I'm really just trying to get a feel for what I'm doing, and I'm just going over it a few different times to understand it and keep going. Here I'm going to try another one. Start with that first line, make my triangle, line through, small triangle on top, another triangle outside, half circle, rectangle, start joining lines. This one I'm going to work through a little bit more. I'm going to start building those outside shapes. There's the circle for the ear. Starting those outside lines, rounding things off for the features of the face, joining things together, and building things up. And then I start erasing out some of those construction lines. And it's okay if I took out some of the detail, because I can just work. I have the basic markers that I need, and I'll just start building that stuff back up. It's okay. Sometimes you might lose some lines, but you can find them again. And now I'm taking this a little bit farther just to show, after you get some of that practice in and you get a comfortable feel for what you're doing with this, you can take these basic forms all the way up and have a fairly detailed drawing from this. And here I'm adding kind of some fun, stylish hair stuff just to show more of a finalized figure. And I'm going to start using some ink. Start defining the drawing a little bit more. Just going over some of these lines so it's easier to see what's happening here. Again, you're welcome to follow along to try and do what I'm doing. Here I'm using a brush pen to kind of get that freer kind of hair feel from the line work. So if you are following along, I hope you've been, have enough to practice from. But again, feel free to just watch and enjoy this, and you can watch this once and go back and kind of play things forward and backwards as you need kind of a hand to understand things. Again, I took out the pencil line underneath, and now it's just the ink that's showing through. And here what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of take that a step further and kind of extrapolate from that first triangle, kind of taking like a diamond or kite shape to try and show not just the profile of the face, but another side of it, so you can see a little bit more from the front. But still, this is more of a 3/4 angle that I'm building up. And this is just, again, to show once you get the hang of this basic idea, you can build on that, and you can make a whole finished drawing out of just those basic building blocks of shapes. So again, this started with just really simple shapes, and then I kept refining and building up on top of that to get something more complex. And here I'm going to go back in with ink, kind of define that a little bit more so you can see it better. And it's funny, the painting that I showed last time, that also started with basic shapes. If you notice, if you watch that back again, that whole portrait started with a kind of a block shape. That's how I kind of work all my work. It starts with something basic, and then I build up from there. Because art's really, it's a process. It takes time, and it takes work. It's not something that just, you don't just flip a switch and it just happens. You have to kind of build things up and start simple, and then you can build up and have more complexity as you go. But to start, it's always helpful to start with something basic and simple, and then kind of work out from there. So as I'm finishing this up, I'm just kind of using this brush pen to kind of fill out some of those forms. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Hope it was helpful. I hope you guys could learn something from it. Really would like to hear what you guys think about this. I hope you enjoyed it. If you followed along, that's really great. I'm glad if this helped you kind of learn a new way to draw something. And if not, I hope you just enjoyed watching this, and I hope it was just kind of a fun thing for you to see. I hope everyone's doing well. Hope everyone's staying safe. And thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed.